Hello everyone, I'm LordMidas and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 Holy Fury. In the last episode we finished our wars that were going on the western border, also set up a betrothal for our heir, and finally settled down for a long time of peace to let our threat go down, and in the meantime develop our strength, consolidate our power inside the realm, and prepare ourselves for future conquests, and at the same time to basically be prepared for any kind of invasion from these neighboring nomads. Because I've observed, if you can see here, Tarjan is becoming a major threat. He already has a big realm under his own control, but at the same time he has become the tributary of this High Chief of Galich here, and also he has now become the suzerain of the High Chief of Murom. So he's got a decent amount of people under his control right now, and he could be a major potential threat in the future. So we need to be careful about that. I've checked that we could try to murder him, and the possible plot power is 133%, which means we could potentially conspire to kill him, have him assassinated, and that will end the tributary status, and then we could conquer these people who would be free from the tributary status. But before I want to do that, I would let our threat go down a bit so that the defensive pact against us can expire. And even though I've pledged to see the realm prosper, and this takes 5 years, I personally think I'm not gonna wait that long. We will get him killed as soon as our threat is within manageable amount, and as soon as he dies and the tributaries are free, we're gonna go ahead and vassalize them. Okay. One of our daughters, Lyudmila, was ready for marriage towards the end of the last episode, and look what I found. She can get married to Tamir, the Khagan of Urachik. He is 14 years old, so the marriage will take place in just a couple of years. And he is a Khagan, even though he is just Khagan in name only, like he's got just one province under him. But the cool thing is, if we get our daughter married to him, we get 100 prestige because of marrying a Khagan, and 30 prestige from marrying into his house. And I personally think that maybe he will remain as a Khagan, or maybe not, but we will see. It is not a bad marriage anyway. We've got a lot of daughters, and we will use them strategically for the greater good of our realm. So we'll send that. Yeah, and yeah, now we're gonna resume and spend a few years in peace waiting for the threat to go down. He has accepted the betrothal. How's our construction situation here? So we could spend a bit more gold and upgrade the market village. So as you can see now, the income coming from Novgorod tribe is 5.9. And that's gone up from like 2 point something to 5.9, and that's just because of making one market village. I'm gonna go ahead with the next one, and I think this will definitely improve our income as a passive amount that we gain every month. This will also help us to secure, to be able to fund our armies for future wars. I have trumped everyone and am the best king ever. Alright, our character loses his ambitious trait. He seems to consider that he's done enough. He's also 49 years old. When we began the game, he was 27. He did accomplish a lot in just 20 years. That's impressive. Now this has to be my youngest daughter. Yeah, she is. And she is ready for education. And she appears to be pretty good. She will go for a diplomatic education as she's affectionate and likes to talk to people. I'm gonna select that. My knowledge of swords extends only so far as to long, sharp things you poke people with when you want them to die, especially if you are in a duel or at war, and it's becoming an embarrassment. If someone could ever teach me anything about swords and how to use them, it would be one of my best friends, and I can trust him to never mock my lack of skill. So my friend, the chief of Dublin, so we think maybe he can teach us to handle swords a little bit better. Personally, I think this is not realistic, that our character sitting in Novgorod is asking someone in Dublin to improve his combat skill with the sword. So I'm not gonna go ahead with that. It makes no sense to me. I can probably figure this out by myself. Ow! Alright, we have arrived at our friend Rodislav's place for a drink. He invited us in the last episode. Let's get it started. I might understand more about money than I do about people. Yes. But that doesn't mean I couldn't use my extensive knowledge of my realm's economy to impress Khagan Tarjan. I will share my knowledge of statesmanship with him. Send a detailed letter about the art of ruling a realm to Khagan Tarjan using your stewardship education and try to sway him to your cause. Or tell him of your prosperous realm. I think we will share our knowledge of statesmanship with him, try to impress him. Young Yevstafye, one of our sons, has finished his education in stewardship. I notice with pride that he has attained nothing less than a masterful level of knowledge. He's Midas touched, just like us. However, what do I see here? He's possessed. This character experiences frequent violent episodes, speaking in tongues, spitting and assaulting those nearby as if possessed by evil spirits. So the Midas touch is excellent, and he's shrewd. Wow, 18 stewardship, 14 intrigue. He's a very smart guy, apparently, but he's possessed. Maybe the smartness comes from some kind of spirit that's possessing him. Who knows? We are pagans. We can believe in things like that. Alright, we're gonna have a game with our friend, Chief Rodislav. Let's play that. We played for hours, the tides of fortune ebbing and flowing. I tried to attack my opponent's position without opening my defense too much. Eventually I found a critical opening, made a few inspired and aggressive moves, and won the game. Hail to the king. We are game master. Khagan Tarjan answered to my letter admitting that he has much to learn from me and has really appreciated me taking some time off my duties as king in order to teach him something about statesmanship. He is touched. He likes us even more. Marvelous. So, okay, let's get this first. So I'm a bit concerned about my friend Lord Khan eating so much as he does. I don't think any of this is my business because today I just saw him struggling simply to get onto his horse. The beast didn't look too well after the ride either. I mean, he lives in Dublin. It's none of my business. I think this is just the game, basically, doing unrealistic things. Okay, our son is ready for marriage. We will try to see if we can marry him somewhere off, in a nice position. Courtier in Yeno. So we're marrying a lot into Tangri nomads, for good or for the worst. He is here. One of the vassals of Tarjan, Khan Jeno, and he doesn't like Khagan Tarjan, doesn't really like me either, but doesn't like him. So maybe getting into a non-aggression pact with him is not a bad idea at all. We could use him eventually when he dies. And then he could be a useful ally. And even if he is still a vassal, he's still a useful ally to have. He's a nomad with a small army, but okay, whatever. And I'm not too concerned about the alliances that I'm getting from this son, we could get better ones from our daughters, actually. But I'm gonna get him married to the courtier in Yeno. We already have alliances with these other strong people. So this is the closest nomad realm that we can get an alliance with. It's actually not a bad idea at all. It's pretty good. He would gain 100 prestige from marrying the relative of Khagan. We'll do that. The reveling and carousing is over for now. Time to get back to real life. And we lose the 30% chance to lose the stress rate. Didn't happen. Even though we had a good time with our friend. Recently I've had good fortune and made quite a few bargains. At first it was only some nice pelts and a new sword, but today I aided my steward in striking an excellent deal regarding provisions for our soldiers. Could it be the ancestors guiding me? We did ask the ancestors for help in managing our realm. I know a good deal when I see one. We get even better in stewardship. Level 21 now. He has declared war to make Chief Mstislav of Cheribovul a tributary state. Where's this? Somehow a chief got independent of the High Chief of Galich, who is already a tributary. Okay. Yeah, this guy is wow. What? A chief of Pinsk is usurping a lot of titles from a lot of people, apparently. Chiefdom of Minsk, Chiefdom of Novogrodek, and Chiefdom of something else. This is happening in the realm of my vassal, so I'm not really that concerned about it. But what I'm really concerned about is this Tarjan guy, who is really aggressive in making everybody around him his tributary state. So it's good that we're developing our realm and spending time to gain strength. It is a fine day and you're out hunting with a small party. As you take a break to eat your midday meal, you find yourself in a discussion on archery with Chief Demid. It turns out that he is also a devout follower of Perun. He's the chief of Silesia here. Also one of our commanders, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, commander of Novgorod. The longer you talk, the more you seem to have in common. We should become good friends with him, or time to continue. I think we're going to become friends with him. Yeah, I mean, he's also a follower of Perun, and we were having a nice conversation with him. Even though, I mean, 50 plus 50 piety is good, but for roleplay purposes, I think it's good to make friends. Finally, our character has white hair, guys. We're nearing the end of our life. It apparently 50 years old already. He accomplished a lot in his life. My marshal has gathered up a host of raiders. 99. Right, so we've got 3 regiments of raiders, or 4, about 100 each, so 400 raiders there. I'm gonna mix them up with the retinue that I have, and maybe use them to raid these small realms close by. Khagan Tarjan won to make this chief his tributary. I mean, it was gonna happen. High Chief Svetozar is nothing but a gullible fool, ready to believe anything that his sycophants tell him. Such a careless person should never have any meaningful place in civilized society, at least not if I have anything to say about it. He is the most disgraceful High Chief. Yeah, we're gonna antagonize him further. Just as expected, he is furious. The rumors I spread about him have really gone under his skin. After all, how could he deny any of them in good faith? Perfect. How's the building situation? We're almost done with the market village. He used to be our youngest son, Mitrofan, but recently we've had another son, Slav. He's just 1 year old now. So Mitrofan is now ready for education. And I think I'm gonna train him. He doesn't like me? He hates me. Oh yeah, because I messed up his chambers once, if I remember. We're gonna train him in diplomacy. I don't want him with high intrigue. He could be a problem for my heir. A large merchant caravan from distant lands has arrived at the gates of your stronghold. Their leader, a jovial man of massive girth, pleads with you in a strange accent to grant them shelter from the elements for the night. Very well, let them in. Young Rostislava is developing a stubborn streak. She's already willful, so do we want her to become proud or stubborn? I will try to get her to be not stubborn. She's already ambitious. She could be proud. And she's stubborn. We know our daughters, guys. I mean, they do what they want to do. Happened with a lot of the daughters that I've got. Okay, so let's see what the merchant is saying. As evening falls, the fat merchant sits by the fire and regales you and the rest of the court with stories of his travels. His appetite seems insatiable, but as you do not wish to prove a poor host, you order your servants to bring in a second serving. Even though we are greedy and deceitful. Alright. Tell us more about this mythical realm of Hindustan. Dawn breaks and the caravan prepares to move on. The merchant insists on leaving you a gift as thanks for your great hospitality. He shouts a terse command in a foreign language and a young man comes forward. This eunuch will serve you well, the merchant says. His loyalty to you, his new master, shall be beyond reproach. So he's willing to give us an Ethiopian eunuch called Tariku, who is an okay-ish, he's a good diplomat. I would say an okay-ish could be a commander. We will take him. I accept your gift. And if we have a court eunuch title, we will give it to Tariku. Our acquaintance, Jacinta. Okay, she was a courtier of Khagan Tarjan. Not so concerned about that. And our raiders are doing a good job here. They've apparently looted 4 gold from here. We will move them a bit north here. He raised a few troops. And he will die. Our troops are going to win that. And this is excellent. So this is exactly why I wanted to... I put this guy as a commander, because I wanted him to die in a battle. He hated me. He was the High Chief of Volhynia. And he hated me because I declared a war against him. So he died. The enemy cornered my commander, who was flailing miserably. I'm told the poor man soiled himself. His death came to claim him. I don't care. I'm happy he died. Goodbye, High Chief of Volhynia. Who is now the next High Chief? Maybe he is somehow related to him. Yeah. Alright. My Chancellor Chief Vishada kindly suggests that it would be of benefit to the realm if I studied the languages spoken at foreign courts. He also offers himself to aid me in my studies. An excellent idea, and I owe him a favor, or if they can't speak Ilmenian, they are not important. They are not important if they can't speak Ilmenian. We are looting here. This is pretty good. What is this? To the most excellent King Rody, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. We propose that Prince Vladimir of Epirus and Rostislava should get betrothed. King of Epirus. What is this? Wow. So we have a Serbian... No, we've got a Slavic kingdom with Serbian culture on the west borders of the Byzantine Empire, and to be honest, the Byzantine Empire doesn't seem to be faring all that well. They are currently attacking the King of Pannonia and losing, apparently. Byzantine Holy War for Adrianopolis. Alright, but we've got a Slavic kingdom here, and they want the heir to the kingdom of Epirus to marry my daughter. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to decline that and put this guy as a person of special interest, because he doesn't like his father that much and he likes me a bit more. So I might invite him over to my court eventually and matrilineally marry him to one of my daughters. That way we get the kingdom of Epirus under our dynasty, because his heir will then be from our dynasty. Okay, I think Khagan Tarjan, inviting Khagan Tarjan to an activity we can do together would help us grow closer, but I'm not entirely sure what kind of activity it should be. Festival again. We have high stewardship. We'll do that. We have the ability to mint some coins, and we're going to debase them with less precious metals because we are deceitful and greedy like that, and get some gold and prestige. Excellent. Chief Vishada of Talava claims that Priestess Peryaslav of Solsi is attempting to promote vile heresies. No! She's my lover and I know her very well. She does not promote vile heresies. She is a follower of Morana. I'm going to keep this information to myself. All kinds of sights can be seen as we walk through the streets of Novgorod, masked jugglers and people having fun all around us. I decided to show him the local hedge maze to top it off. I hope people have fun, and this time hopefully we don't get lost in the maze. By the way, so we have 8.9 gold yearly coming from Novgorod tribe because we upgraded our market town. And now we have a bit more gold, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade the reinforced hill fort to its maximum level. It also increases our levy size. Better use the gold when we have it. Dear Rodislav, our friend, who is also getting old now, just like us, is inviting us to another drink. Of course, we will join him as always. Alright, we ran into the same issue where we lost ourselves in the maze, and we're gonna try to take a path and hope for the best. Again. Commander of Novgorod. Of course, we were missing a commander because one of them died. And the eunuch can be the commander. Sure. And I just realized that we could dismiss our friend from the council, being a steward, and we can appoint our son, who is a Midas touched person, as a steward, and send him to build legend. Actually, he's going to produce a lot of prestige per month, and we will use that prestige pretty soon to vassalize important targets. We turn a corner and finally find the exit. Okay, this time we... No. Alright, it worked out this time. We turn a corner and finally find the exit. I let out a small chuckle as I confidently shows Tarjan that we have indeed gotten out of here. That could have been worse, right? It could have been much worse. High Chief Svetozar thoroughly hates me by now and likely wishes me dead. The feeling is of course mutual. We shall be enemies to the end, we can become rivals, or my work with him is done, we still become rivals and we stop attempting to antagonize, and we keep antagonizing him and we become rivals. I think we're gonna keep antagonizing him even when we are rivals. My coffers are almost empty. Yeah, we just spent a lot to upgrade our capital. And the peasants are restless. I only have one steward, Yestafie, and even if he is doing a wonderful job, he cannot do more than one thing at once. Send him to increase the tax income, which increases our tax income by just a very little amount. Or send him to calm the peasants and we get negative reduced revolt risk. I think I'm going to go with tax income. We don't really have any revolt risk right now, as far as I know. Yeah, not that much. As he readies to leave Novgorod, Tarjan tells me how much fun the festival was, and I also feel like we have grown somewhat closer after the incident in the maze. Happy to oblige. He is further softened and he likes us a bit more. Little does he know that we will eventually plot to get him murdered, so that the tributary status is going away as soon as possible. I've arrived at the rooms of my friend. We're gonna have a drink. And let me just check what's going on here. I see some armies raised. Defending against Vishada of Tiverian revolt. So there's a revolt happening for Viatiscia. So some vassal is someone is revolting against one of our high chiefs. I don't mind. He hates me anyway, and I've put him as a commander for that particular reason. I'm gonna continue to loot here. I suggested to Chief Rodislav that we bring out the board and play a game. Very well. And we again won the game, as always. He's slothful, hedonist. He doesn't have any good traits to win games, and I'm a game master. Hail to the king. The reveling and carousing is over. It was fun. We're still stressed. As soon as this county is finished with the loot, we're gonna go to some place else. Yeah. Loot that and then go south, I think. What was that sound? Tikveen tribe has been looted. Here. At age 35, your acquaintance Nikita was offered up in sacrifice to the gods by Khagan Tarjan of Tarjan. Okay, he was a courtier of the High Chief of Kirvichia. Is he being attacked by Tarjan? Not directly. Tarjan war for Smolensk. Smolensk. So Tarjan is attacking this guy here, and High Chief Svetozar is helping him defend. But they have pretty much lost. The war score is at minus 100% for them. And he's won. Yeah, I really think this Tarjan guy needs to be controlled as soon as possible. I think we're gonna keep upgrading it with piety buildings next, and in the meantime try to get him killed so that we can vassalize these people who are currently his tributaries. Alright, Khagan of Urachik has come of age, and our daughter Lyudmila is ready to get married. We will accept that proposal. And she's now married to him. He's still the Khagan, apparently. He's defending. Aktobe is... don't tell me that this is the county, no. He's defending against someone as an ally. He will remain Khagan for yet some time, apparently. Send our raiders further. Maybe let's go raid our rival's territory. Plus, I think he doesn't have that many troops. This is amazing. We're gonna antagonize him further by actually looting his land now. I like it. Tarjan conquest of Modva. This Tarjan guy is gonna keep expanding, it seems. We really have to start plotting to kill him, I think. We do have enough gold to go to war and sustain it for some time, and the little amount of time that we spent in peace did give our vassals to develop their forces, and now we have like 4,500 from our vassals, almost 3,000 from our own domain. So we're gonna start plotting to kill him. Invite people. As soon as he dies and the tributary status goes away, we will declare wars and conquer some more territory. Our threat is also gonna go away in a few months. So this is perfect timing, I think. And with that, we are at the time limit for this episode. I think we made good progress in the peacetime. Our threat is almost over. We're ready to kill Khagan of Tarjan and then expand. Thank you very much for joining me. If you like this episode, please click the thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel for future updates, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the series so far? I will see you next time. Bye bye.